More Skip Happens. Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of Skip Happens. Your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphere.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Skip Happens. Of course, I'm Skip Clark. That's Deb right there.
Hi.
Deb's right above my finger there. There you go.
Right there.
And here's our
How
guest.
are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. It's almost Friday. We have a great guest and our podcast week. I'm very excited.
I'm digging her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
She's got like mouse ears.
She's just up there, all right?
It's Hadley, everybody. It's Hadley. I know.
Hello.
It's out of the way.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
I'm a guy. I don't have to worry about that stuff. But I don't know how you ladies, you gotta kind of do whatever to keep it intact. I don't know. Keep it out of your way.
Wow.
Exactly.
And you have a very pretty face, so you can pull that off very easily.
And what do you say?
Thank you guys for having me.
I don't. Oh, you're
You're
welcome. I'm sorry. We get carried away in these conversations here.
Yeah.
But no, it's good to see you. Deb said we're going to have somebody by the name of Hadley on. And I was like, okay, it's a name that I'm not that familiar with yet.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Being the big word. But tell us a little bit about Hadley. First of all, to get you started, where are you? Describe your surroundings for us.
Right now I'm in Nashville. I'm in my room. Welcome. Yeah, I'm in Nashville right now.
All right. What part of Nashville are you in?
I'm literally one exit up from Broadway, so right up.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my kind of place.
Yes.
I might have rolled past there. Just
You might have a time or two. You don't know.
when I mean rolled past there, I might have rolled past there.
Mhm.
Exactly.
He probably has. Can you walk to Broadway, or do you still have to drive it?
No. I used to live on Broadway where when I went downstairs in my elevator, I was out on Broadway, but
Oh
that
wow.
was a little bit much. But no,
Yeah.
it's about a 4-minute drive.
Oh, that's not that.
So
Yeah.
was it crazy to live on Broadway? I mean, with all the well, maybe it wasn't as bad as it is. I shouldn't call it bad. Maybe it wasn't as crazy as it is
Right.
now.
No, it definitely I loved it because I did sing down on Broadway every single day. So I would wake up compared to when I lived outside of right outside the city, I would have to get ready at an hour early. I would just roll out of bed, get ready, and then go. That was nice. Other
That's
than that, though, getting into my parking garage was a pain.
Okay. That had to be like something that she froze up here on us. There you are. Oh, we got you. We got you. We got you. We
Is
got
it
you.
frozen?
No, we got you. We got you.
Why is it every time I'm trying to do this podcast, it's storming?
Ah,
Oh yeah. Again, we're having a storm this time.
Are
We're
you?
getting a little snowstorm.
So then we're all just having problems.
Yeah.
I think the whole
Um,
country is getting a storm.
Yeah.
Probably. Where'd you guys lose me?
I think you were talking
About the
about
parking
Broadway.
in the parking garage.
Okay,
Yes.
so that was my biggest struggle. Was I lived in the newest building where there's a food court now. It's really nice, but I lived where I parked. It was right next to where if you're going to the food court, or it's called Assembly Hall. We're right next to each other, so you wait in the same line. So I'm like, y'all are visitors. Get out of my way. Get out. I know Laos. I'm not technically a native, but get out. But no, I love.
So what apartments are right over there? So there's Assembly Hall, and there's the 1230 Club, and there's
So I
the
live
Blanco
right there.
restaurant. There's apartment buildings. Is it above?
Yeah, so it's
Wow,
attached
how
in a
cool.
way, but it's right directly next to it. So where you would park for the 1230 Club, Assembly, Food Hall, and literally right next door. So
Wow.
we would go up the gate, they would go down, but you have to wait in the same line. So it's just when it's
Mhm.
busy, or if they
Mhm.
block it off for Preds games or something like that,
Yeah.
Right. True.
I have to talk to a cop. I'm like, I promise, I live right. I promise.
Oh,
listen,
yeah,
what
that
is
can get
before?
cumbersome.
Yeah, I'm like, can I
Yeah.
show you my scan card? I promise, I'm going. I just need to go there. But
I love it.
it was cool. It was very fun, especially a lot of people thought it was cool because we could come back there. But I like this because I'm a little bit outside, but I'm still in, so it's good. It's good.
Perfect,
Yes,
actually.
perfect. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Georgia, Marietta, Georgia.
Okay, all right. So a pretty big city. And you moved to Nashville how long
Yeah.
ago?
I moved here a month after I graduated. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. About 7 years ago, almost 8.
Now, was that right out of high school or right out of college?
A month after I graduated high school, yeah.
Yep, yep. So you said I'm gonna go to Nashville. I'm gonna live my dream, my passion. I'm gonna try my best to make it work. And here you are. And from what I'm hearing, it's going very well. It doesn't happen overnight. Excuse me.
Mm-mm.
It's that winter weather. But it doesn't happen overnight. So tell us a little bit more about you and your music. Can you hear
A little
me?
bit more about what?
About your music
I
and
can. You're just cutting it out.
cutting in and out.
About
Yeah.
Yes, you're just cutting in and out. What? Tell you more about what?
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit more about you and tell us a little bit about your music.
Okay, so music is all I've loved music. There's literally a picture of me. If I didn't have to go in the other room and wake my dog up, I would show you. My mom got it printed on a blanket. When I want to say 4 or 5 in this picture, my mom took of
Mhm.
me. Those Echo plastic microphones when I was a kid, I used to love them. And Dixie Chicks is what I grew up on. And I would just sing it day and night and day and night. And I did every talent show from kindergarten till
Mhm.
I probably took a few years off when I got to high school, but everything. And so my parents got divorced when I was about 9, 10,
Mhm.
and my stepdad became my best friend whenever my mom and him got together.
Uh-huh.
And about 14, he was like, "Listen, you're singing in your room all the time." I was like, "Okay." He was like, "Is that like, do you want to sing?" And as a kid, I mean, you don't like go into school, you don't really think musician is a job that you can do.
Right, right.
And I was like, you also as a kid, I feel like you just go to like doctor or like dentist or something that
Mhm.
your parents would be so proud of and like make money. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I have family that lives in Nashville. I was like, Nashville, what's Nashville? Because I didn't know. Like, I mean, I just
Oh,
really never
Right. Still
knew.
being
And
so young. Yeah.
yeah, and I also never. I mean, music was just music to me. I didn't really. It was just part of my everyday life. I didn't think it was anything out of the ordinary to do or whatever. So he was like, I hear you sing all the time. And he was like, I call him my uncle, but I think it's his nephew.
Okay.
But I just say Uncle Rick. He works in the music industry and with some very big artists. And so Britt is my stepdad. He recorded me singing outside of my room. And he was like, does she have anything? And he was like, if she took lessons and she was serious about it, yes, like she's got potential.
Mhm.
Also, so that's when he said, would you really consider this? And I was like, I mean, yeah. And so he
wow.
called his family here in Nashville and they got me a few auditions at a few different places. And then the first day I got here, they brought me up here. I did an audition at Tootsie's and they were like, well, how old are you? And I was like, 14. They're like, well, we can't hire you right now. But, and they
Uh-huh.
told me if you learn our set list, if you lose 50 pounds, and if you learn the guitar, you're hired when you're 18. And I said, yes, sir. So I did all the above. My parents, they walked me up and down that strip on Broadway, and I sing in every single bar. Right when I was 14, every single bar. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
my stepdad, yeah. I mean, he paid. Some bands would be like, no, it's $100 to get her up here, and he's like, okay, $100. And then
Yep.
some bands were, I mean, no, we don't let anyone get up. And he was like, I will literally tell you right now. Like, I mean, they were my biggest fans. And I remember screaming at him, like, do not do that. Do not. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to get up. And, like, I was so shy. But at the same time, the second I got up,
Yeah.
everything was.
You loved it.
Yes. I mean, it was my
Yeah.
happiest place. But yeah, I can't say I sing at every bar now because I mean it's grown so much. But
Sure.
at the time, I'd sing at every single bar. I mean, even ones that you had to be 21 to get in. Like the security guards would go ask the manager and then contact the owner and be like, "Listen, they say she's singing at this bar, like, we're just gonna watch her. And they would get me up too. I mean, I loved it. And so they brought me up there once a month until I turned 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would go back to Tootsie's, I would go back to every place that.
So I have to interrupt
you're
you here
good.
for a second. So going back every month, walking the strip, did you basically literally every month pop into these bars to ask to sing a song? So
Mhm.
I'm sure after a
Yeah.
couple of months they got to know who you were, but when that all first started, I mean, I would be, I don't know. I
Exactly.
mean, you were shy about it. Your uncle was not, of course, but to think about going there every month thinking they may not want to
Right.
take me back this month, or how many bars am I going to get? How many people am I going to get in front of?
Right.
That takes courage.
Yeah, it does. Big time.
Right.
Courage. At 14 years
Thank
old,
you.
when we
No,
don't
yeah.
have a lot of self-confidence at that age, right?
Really.
No, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, for being that young, it's that's the time to get the confidence, because I mean, a lot of girls, a lot of young women, they don't have the confidence they need. And I
Right.
think the confidence that was being forced upon you to go and do something. And I think that did nothing but help you get that self-confidence and say, I'm Hadley and I can sing my ass off. You want to hear me? I think that's
That was,
what it is.
yeah, that was the one thing that, I mean, I will never, you could literally ask probably anyone that knows me. I am not the most confident person, but when I am up on stage and I know what I'm doing,
Sure.
I'm fine. But if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm like, you guys go ahead, like, whatever. But no, it definitely, for me, it was
So
more of, I didn't want them to forget my name. I wanted them to know I was
Right.
serious. And my parents wanted the same thing. And like I said, like, they were the most supportive people I've ever had in my life, which is awesome. But no, yeah, it was great. It was a great thing.
So the first time you walked into the first bar because you went into Tootsie's and they told you have to come back at a later time. So then you walk up the street, you go into the next bar. When they actually said, yes, you can go up and perform, did you at that moment feel like this is really I mean, like, you kind of walk in think, it's not really going to happen, but then it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Did you want to fall to the
So,
ground at that point?
yeah. So, I mean, I'd only done like little things before Tootsie's. Like, that definitely
That's
was
what I'm
insane because, I
thinking.
mean, it's shoulder to shoulder people up to the stage. They're there to see you, even the people that don't know. So they do open auditions on Saturday. So even the people that don't know you're there just to audition, they don't know you're not playing all day. I mean, they're shoulder to
Right.
shoulder fighting to see you. And the one that hires you, his name's John, he actually sent me upstairs to one of, like, quote unquote, one of the best shifts that you could get, one of the best bands.
Yeah.
Like, right after I sang my first song. And he was like, go up there and sing with Scott. Go tell him that John Taylor told you to get up here. So if you go upstairs, I mean, you can barely get up there. And so the security guard's like, you can't get up. You can't get up. I'm like, John told me that I'm supposed to, I mean, I don't know. And when I sang in front of them, that big, like, it's crazy to think because I ended up doing that for so many years. To think back to when it was my first time doing it, I thought, like, what Carrie Underwood looks out to, that's what I thought. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, it was the best feeling, and it was also the most, at least it made me reassure myself that, like, okay, I could do this because, you know, whatever. But it's a crazy thing.
So
Oh.
let me ask you this. Do you recommend somebody that wants to do what you're doing? Let's say they're watching this and they go, you know what, I want to do that. I just don't know what to do. Do you recommend that they go and they hit the bars on Broadway and say, hey, I want to jump up on that stage and I want to sing, or will you let me sing? I mean, do you recommend that?
So yes and no. I had the best years in like, I will never regret my year. I mean, I'm still picking up on Broadway. I took a break from doing full time on Broadway.
Yeah.
It is a different atmosphere than it used to be. I will say that. I think that it's turned into, and not in a bad way. A lot of people go there to party, and that's amazing. I mean, have fun. I love it. I love having fun with people. But when you are an artist that is working for just money down there, and people are there, they're not worried about tipping the band. They're not worried about this, that, the other. It does take away from it. That's the only reason I took a break from it. I was like, hang on, I'm working so hard for people that it's not like they don't appreciate what you're doing. They don't understand what you're doing. Rather than, like, my favorite shift used to be 2 to 6 because I used to sing on the bottom floor at Tootsie's. And it was, I'm not going to say older people as in elderly in the home, but like people that appreciate.
Probably like our age-ish.
No,
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah,
old.
we're the old people now.
No, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
No,
right?
exactly.
Well,
We're
we're
kidding
old.
with you,
No,
but yeah.
No, but people that at least like, well,
Mhm.
also 2 to 6, they're not obliterated, so they can at least
Exactly.
understand. But I also
Yeah.
love the later nights sometimes. But I loved being appreciated. I love when people come there for country music. I feel like it's not necessarily about that as
Right.
much with social
Right.
media. And it's not a bad thing. I don't want to come off negative about that. It's just not.
No, but things do change. And
Exactly.
I think what you're finding out is, which any of us do in any of our careers, what your likes and your dislikes are. You
Yep.
still like and love performing and doing that, but that area is not where you want to spend your time. There's some awesome places outside of Broadway that I was bopping around. I was there all last weekend, and every place we went outside of Broadway was had amazing talent, but we didn't have to deal with what you are talking about right now.
Right.
And those are the places, and you will be very much appreciated there. And people really get to sit and listen to you
Exactly.
and your music and what you're singing. So I totally get it.
Don't get me wrong. I will never regret the years that I put into Tootsie's. I love Tootsie's. I love everyone there. I am very thankful for my experience. I still go back, and if someone I know is still singing, they're like, Hadley, get up and sing. I will never. That is my pocket.
Right.
I'm comfortable there. I love it.
Right.
But I just needed a change, and I needed.
Sure.
I realized that
Absolutely.
I kind of lost the mindset of I'm singing because I love singing, and I had to sing because I needed money, and I did not like that. So I started traveling. I realized traveling. I mean, they're not coming there. Yes, I might be traveling to a bar where they can drink, but they're not going there to get drunk.
Right.
They're just going, go see music. They might get drunk, but that's fine. But it's a little different.
Was it always the same musicians though at Tootsie's, or it was always different people? A good friend of mine, he still plays there on occasion. He's a guitar player. His name's Jason.
Jason what?
Tesca.
Hey, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he's a hell of a guitar player. He played here locally. He was one of those that said, you know what, I got to go to Nashville, and he did. And he's playing. He plays down on Broadway at Tootsie's. For the tip jar. I mean, that's how they get paid. But then if somebody needs a guitar player, he'll go out on the road with them. So that's what he's doing. So
yeah, there were a bunch. I mean, the second I started, it took me months to get. When I first started at Tootsie's, it was I would have to wake up at 5 a.m. and there was so many of us that wanted to work. We would call our boss every day at 5 a.m. in whatever order. As long as you got a call, you got a gig. If you wake up at 7 a.m. and all the gigs are gone,
you're done.
Exactly. And then I worked my way up to where I got my permanent gig. Thank God Almighty, because 5 a.m. was rough.
I bet.
But that was how it worked. I mean, we didn't have a schedule. It was every single artist had to call 4 or 5 a.m. That's when our boss woke up. And it was first come, first serve. And that was it.
Wow. That's amazing.
I had no idea that's how it worked.
It's not like that as much anymore. But like when
okay. So you're not playing as often on Broadway now.
On Broadway, no.
No, but you're recording, you're writing. Tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, so I just released my last 2 songs. I got very, very lucky with 2 artists that wrote on the songs that I did not actually write them. I was not a part of it, but I was singing at Miranda Lambert's, and I had a guy come up to me, and he said, like, do you ever want to release new music? Like, are you releasing new music? This, that, the other. And I was like, yeah, all the time. I just, with Broadway, it's the give and the take. You give and you take. And I just did. When I got home, I didn't have time to write. I didn't have time to meet with other people. But he was like, yeah, I've got this song. It's called Mr. Call. And I was like, okay, send it to me. And so he sent it to actually one of the guys I was playing with at the time. And he sent it to me and he was like, do you like this song? I was like, yeah. And so he sent me the rough tape and it's Ashley McBryde singing it. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
and I'm like super fan. So I was like, who is that? He's like, you can't tell. And I was like, it sounds like Ashley McBryde, but I know it's not. Who is it? He was like, Ashley McBryde. And I was like, and she wants me to cut this song? He was like, yeah, she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to be too emotional on stage, like this, that, the other. I don't remember exactly what he said because I literally blanked out after Ashley McBryde. But I was like, yeah, no, I'll do that. And so I literally got in contact with the producer, I think that day. And I was like, I want to cut this. I got very lucky. The recording I got of her rough tape, it's her speaking for her dad. And I have a song about my real dad. I don't really talk to him as much. And so I wanted to honor my stepdad. So it's pretty much about every time I call my parents, they're busy or I'm busy if they call me, one or the other. And so I actually got that song is on iTunes, everything, Spotify, it's streamed. But my stepdad's actually the one speaking on it. So I texted him, I'm like, listen, I'm going to send you some lines. I need you to just say them how you think you would say them. And he did them actually really good. I was like, I'm surprised.
That's hard to do.
Literally, I was like, and if you knew my stepdad, you'd be like, hang on, how did you do that? Because normally he'd be like robotic, like, Hadley, I miss you.
And that's what we all do. I mean, but if you just do it off, just do it, you're fine. You know what I mean? But if you look at it and go, okay, yes, and you're like reading it. So you
exactly. Like if you think too much, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly.
But so that was one of my last songs was Mr. Call. Got lucky with that one. It's one of that one and the next one I'm about to talk about. They're two of I just love them so much. I hate that I did not write them myself because they just speak to me, but that is also the beauty in people that songwrite and stuff like that. It's so crazy how many people relate to different things, and whoever writes something and there's 5 different people that want that song to be theirs because they go through it too. The next one was Trust Issues, and that was also written by some really good people, Lydia Vaughn, Ethan Willis, and Drew Green. And it was supposed to be a guy singing it, and then I sang it one day. I was doing a writer's round, and I had no other song, and Ethan was like, why don't you do this? And I was like, okay. So I sang it girl version, and he was like, that's not how we sing it. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And so I did it again, and I did it the same way again, and he was like, that's not, why you're not doing the same? And so we recorded it, and he sent it to Drew, and Drew was like, I kind of like that way better. And I was like, he likes that way better. And Drew was like, does she want to cut it? And I was like, yeah, I want to cut it. But it is another one. Like Mr. Call, Trust Issues. Those are 2 that resonate with me now. They very much feel like me. I have also like songs under my middle name is Elizabeth. So I used to go by Hadley Elizabeth.
Yes.
I have songs by that under that too. I love them also. I just feel like me now is not the same me as then.
So you're rebranding, so to speak.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So I'm slowly but surely trying to redo all that. Not redo. I don't want to erase the past, but
right. But just kind of tweak it a little bit and kind of rebrand yourself and with Hadley, which is catchy. I mean, Hadley Elizabeth is nice, but when I just think, oh, it's Hadley. I love Hadley. I love her music, so it's just easier to say. And it's catchy. It's catchy like that. So that's cool.
The first band I ever sang with at Tootsie's, the guy we ended up playing, his name is Brent Rowning. He's one of my best friends now. But the first gig I was filling in for someone. This is how I got my full-time gig. I got lucky. I got way in there faster than anyone else. Filled in for some girl that was sick, and he's like, would you want to do this gig? And I was like, yeah. He's like, can I give you some advice? I'm like, sure. He's like, shorten your name. I was like, but it's my name. I don't know what else I can do for my name, but okay. And I always went by Hadley Elizabeth forever, but I finally got to a point where I was like,
see, Hadley's
way easier. That. Exactly.
I love it. So your music, where can we find your music? You have a website? Is it?
I
I
do.
imagine it's all on the DSPs, wherever people get their music from. They can probably get it there. Um,
It's on all streaming services. I do have Hadley musicofficial.com. You guys can look me up. On Instagram, it's Hadley Music Official. I don't have a Twitter, Facebook, Hadley Music Official.
are you
Everything.
using TikTok?
I am.
I knew that question was coming.
Bad at
Mhm.
it. I'm so
You're
bad
back
at it.
on
I
it?
don't know the algorithm. I don't know how to film things like that. I am bad at it.
Hey, you're young. You're supposed to just know it.
I know. That's what's
Like
worst about it is like I cannot do. My mom's like, you need to know how to do that. I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't.
I think
I
your
know.
your mom she's right there though. I would believe. I mean, I would love to
Mhm.
learn it too because there are so many artists out there. They wouldn't be where they are today if it wasn't for TikTok. I mean, all
Yeah.
these new names
100%.
coming out, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get there. That'll be your next set of business to learn. We were just talking to an artist last week, and it's a whole separate entity of your business. I mean,
I
because
have
what you are
friends.
doing is running a business.
Yep.
I have friends
And
that I sang with at Tootsie's, if not got them jobs at Tootsie's, and they're already millions of followers. I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
But you got to be dedicated. I mean, it's a full-time job, honestly. Like,
it is.
you
Well,
got to
if
have
it's
that.
if this is what you want to do,
Mhm.
and you do it very well, TikTok is just another avenue to increase what,
Mhm.
I
Exactly.
mean, a guy at my age, I wouldn't normally be talking about it, but I've met and Deb and I have interviewed so many different artists, and they're like, if it wasn't for that, I don't know where I'd be. So,
No, it's an amazing thing that
yeah,
it's so weird to say that, but it really is an amazing
exactly.
feature to have. And
Yeah.
Once you start it, though, and you kind of get through the first couple,
Exactly.
you're talking to someone that has not used it yet. But I know that once you get going on it, it'll come naturally
Yeah.
to you. But who were we just talking to last week where she was saying she'll get home at 2 a.m. from a gig or from a job, and she's got to post something on her TikTok, So she's like, every day I just have to do something.
Right.
And
Right.
Yep.
it's definitely, but it's just part of the business world now, the way today's business is run.
It is.
you-
I just got. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, Hadley, you go.
I was gonna say, one of my mom's friends, she does social media. She's got thousands of followers too on there, and she was telling me about this app. So I just downloaded this. It's Hoot something, and it like schedules it for you.
Yeah.
So as long as you do your
Yes.
content, it'll do. I'm like, that's perfect because I'm not waking up at 2 a.m. I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. Whatever my algorithm is, I'm not
Forgot
waking
about
up at that time.
It might be called
not-
Hootsuite.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Hootsuite.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
No,
That's
no,
what I
no.
need to do.
Yes, because it'll do all that automatically. You have to tell it what to do, of course, but you don't have to worry about it. You come home at 3 a.m. from a gig. The last thing you want to
Yeah.
do is sit down for a half hour and post on social media.
Exactly.
But you can schedule it to do it for you. You
Mm-mm.
just got to tell it what you want and
Mhm.
want it
I
to
hadn't
do.
really heard about that app in quite some time, so it's good to know that it's still out there.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
what
get
I
a
told.
do you get a chance to go out and actually hit the road and perform and get outside of Nashville? Take you and the band
Yeah,
go
so I think I
somewhere.
was gonna say that. I think I was gonna say that, and then my ADHD took over.
Mhm.
When I took a break from Tootsie's and everything on Broadway, I actually went to Key West for about 3 months,
Oh, very
and I
nice.
was playing down there like every single day, and absolutely amazing, love it. And I started. I mean, before that, I always traveled like randomly to Georgia, like Illinois.
Uh-huh.
There's a few different places I go regularly for like their parties and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There's a few bars down in Georgia, like way south, that I always go to. I still go to this day. Southern Roots. I loved the part about traveling when I was so used to being at the same bar every single day. I'm not used to change. I don't like change at all. So going to Tootsie's, even to this day, if I get on that stage, I say quote unquote my stage because for me that
Well,
was my stage.
when you're
But
on it, it's your stage.
right,
Yeah.
well, my bar, if you will. But I love.
There's a song.
There we go.
There you go.
My stage,
My
my bar.
My stage, my bar, my stage. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to
No, you're
interrupt.
fine. I do love that, but I love like I said, I love when I go to other places because they do come to see you and it makes you feel a little bit. It's not like you don't feel welcome in Nashville. Everyone does love music. Everyone loves that. It's a good thing. And for me, I don't necessarily care if you're there and you hate what I'm doing. You're in the bar, so I'm not bad. You're gonna leave. I think that when I go out, there's a different type of appreciation for what you're doing, just because there's not 55 bars with 55 other singers plus 55, like there's 3 stories to each building. There's 3 different bands on each building, or on each floor. I don't know. There's just a different dynamic when you do travel. And I do love traveling. I love being here. I don't know. I feel like I'm like neglecting Broadway, and I love Broadway, but
No, Broadway's cool. I mean, anybody that hasn't been to Nashville, if they plan on going, they got to hit Broadway. It's the way it is. But
oh,
there
100%.
are a lot of other places to go and to see really quality country music. For example, yourself, get outside of town and go to places. I mention this all the time. Is the Station Inn? It's one of those that I love to go to and hang out.
100%.
So it's it's just get outside of town too, and you never know who you're going to see hanging out. You never know who you're going to see jump up on that stage. We may see Hadley. You never know. So, and do you book all your own shows and everything?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So are you are your own team? You do it all.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
No, you
So if
gotta
anyone
start
else
somewhere.
wants to be on my team and do it for me and help me out,
But no, you know
Well-
what? I think, excuse me, just one second.
Go ahead.
I think you're now I might be wrong, but I think you would be the person that would say, no, I want to do it. It's mine. Even though it's a lot of work and you say anybody that wants to do it, do it. But I think what you really mean is, or if somebody was to do it, it wouldn't be what you wanted done.
I am that way.
Yeah. You're that way.
You can ask my mom. She attests to that one. It's like, you made me this way.
That's a
Well,
good thing.
The nice thing about you doing it your way, when you do bring somebody on, you know what's entailed and you
Exactly.
know the process and you know how you want it done. So then you can train that person to do it the way you see it. So there
Exactly.
are a lot of advantages. I always used to say that about these companies that would come and hire somebody and do something, and they've never been in these other people's shoes, and they're sitting there trying to tell them how to do things. I'm like,
Right.
it doesn't make sense to me. If you grow up through the ranks and you've done all those things, then you know what needs to be done.
100%. Yeah, I will say
So-
like my most humbling moment is when there's a few times I'll say I could count on my hand. Like there's a few ladies in particular that came to Tootsie's right before I left, and they like confided in me. They were like, "We look up to you," because I got lucky and I got a poster of me up in Tootsie's, and they were like, "You have your poster up in here." I was like, "Okay, but you're doing the same thing. Don't think of anything." And they're like, "We look up to you," and I literally was like, "Okay." And in my head, I was like, "You are a role model. You do this." And I'm like, "Don't mess up." But it also was like the most humbling moment I've ever had. I was like,
Sure.
"Thank you." But then you gotta I guess I didn't really realize how many years I even worked there or did anything. And people were like, "No, you deserve that. You deserve people to look up to you, this, that, the other." And there was like one night, one of the girls, I don't really need to name her or whatever, because I don't know if she wants me to, but
Okay.
she was on stage and she was like, "One of my heroes, like one girl that made me move to Nashville. She is out there right now and she's in the crowd. She just got done with her gig. Like everyone looked back at her," and I was like, I'm looking back too. I'm like, "Who's back there?" And she was like, "Her name's Hadley," and I was like, that was like those moments are literally
Yeah.
the most like I'm very, very much a leadership. Like I would rather teach people and get them to love, like I would never like I don't care about I do care about my success, but I feel like that's success if I'm helping someone else figure out what they want to do.
There you go.
That's
I
part of it.
inspire them to do that.
Yeah.
That's a piece of the
You know what I mean?
puzzle. Put it all
Yes.
together. Pretty awesome. Wish you a lot of luck in everything that you're doing. I mean, it's a
you.
lot of work. It's a lot of work. It doesn't happen
Mhm.
overnight. Where do you want to be like in 3 or 4 years? Where would you like to see yourself?
I would like to see myself way more confident with writing with other people. First of all, second of all, like I said, I still want to just inspire other people, especially young writers, young singer songwriters, anyone with a dream. Go for it. I want to help them know that they can go for it. I would love to be doing shows, opening for. If we're gonna be realistic, opening for tours. If not, have my own tour, but
There you go.
definitely working
Nice.
with some artists and going on tour and booking out way more than just a few at a time, different cities, traveling around.
Very cool.
Well, you have to have goals.
Mhm.
You have to have dreams.
Yep.
And it's something to aim for. So I totally can see you touring for other artists within the next 3 years.
Thank you.
Totally.
Yeah.
So
How often does mom come and visit?
Oh, she comes very often. I love my mom, but listen. My
she's
mama brings
probably
about 4
listening.
suitcases when she comes. She is, no, 100%. Mom, I love you. She brings about 4 suitcases when she comes. My room is, you see, wall to wall right there.
Mhm.
And it's just lined up. One has cowboy boots, and she got about 15 in there just in case, you know. And then one's got clothing. And I can't, the problem is now I can't complain because my kitchen, she also stocks that. So
Yeah.
bring all you want, but 3 days is good. But she now gets her hair done. My best friend does my hair, Melissa. And so she started getting her hair done by Melissa. So my mom's excuse 90% of the time to come see me is she has to get her hair done. But she wants to make those trips about like, we're going this place, this place, this place. And I'll get done with a gig and she's like, so we're going out. We're going to dinner. We're going to go out. And I'm like, I want to go to bed. I want to go to sleep.
She sounds like me. Oh my
You
gosh.
take the words right out of my mouth. Deb.
Yes. All right. Her and I are gonna have to get together because this is the exact. I have 2 kids that live in Nashville, so I'm there quite all the time. But this is the exact words out of them. Mom, you exhaust me when you come here because I want to go out and do things, and they're ready to go to bed. I'm like, no way. I want to get out. You're coming out with me. So
There, I used to sing. I started doing a 6 to 10 shift, and my mom, we'd wake up at like 9 a.m. or whatever. I mean, we were up earlier than that, but like get ready 9 a.m. She's like, so we're gonna go shopping. We're gonna go to lunch, and I'm like, no. When I'm doing my shifts, like I prepare till 6 p.m. I'm not. She's like, we go to the mall. I'm like, the mall's a 6-hour. No, we're not doing that. No.
good.
She wants to go walk up and down shop on Broadway. I'm like, I walk past it every day. You're good. We're good.
That is so funny. So
But
funny.
I love
It's
my
so
mom,
that
but-
she and I have a lot of similarities there.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
y'all can go out next time and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll catch her. I'm there enough. I'll definitely catch her one of these times.
100%.
Hadley, you're awesome.
Thank you.
So once again, what is your website?
HadleyMusicOfficial.com.
And if somebody wants, I mean, let's say your socials, somebody wants to get a hold of some of your music.
It's just Hadley Music Official and everything social
On
media
everything.
wise,
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, website. And then on top of that, if you want to look me up on iTunes, it is just Hadley or Spotify, Amazon Music, any streaming device. It's just Hadley, Hadley. And then if you want to go back to older music, it is Hadley Elizabeth.
There you go. It's been awesome talking to you tonight.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, thank you so
Know
much
you
for
a
having
little
me.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
forward to hearing more music. I'm going to jump on when we get off here. I'm going to jump on and listen to some of it. But I'd love to have some of that. Like, do you have anybody sending it to radio or anything like that?
Yeah, so I won a radio contest from Georgia 94.9 The Bull
The Bull. Yes.
during COVID, and that was like my biggest thing yet. But I'm just kidding. That was like my biggest thing during COVID. That was
Yeah, well, it was COVID. I mean,
yeah, right. That's the only time I think I've.
Yeah.
That was probably a lot. I think that was the
but
biggest.
that's a good
time I've-
start, though. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I know the Bull very, very well. So,
Do you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Very well. Hadley,
Well, thank
you're.
you guys so much.
What's that? You got merch?
I said thank you so much.
Oh, I thought you said I have merch. I'm going.
Oh, I do have merch too.
Okay, well there you go, and
Website.
it's on the website.
Yeah.
Grab it,
Mhm.
support the artist. You know, I don't know if you do anything else to help pay the bills, or you know you go out and just keep playing and doing what you got to do, and and all that.
We
So
pray is what we do.
pray.
There you go. There you go.
Like the rest of us, we're just in, the
Right.
business might be a little bit different, but it's radio. I mean, I have to pray once in a while. So
Yes, yep, same. So,
yeah.
well, definitely. Do you keep your schedule up to date? Is your
Mhm.
where you're playing on the website?
I
Like I
do.
said, I'm pretty much there every month. So I
Yeah,
always
let
try
me
to catch
know.
an artist that we've interviewed when I'm there. So one of
Yeah.
these times I may just pop in.
Me
Awesome.
too.
So great.
Yeah, Hadley, thanks for being on Skip Happens tonight. And
Thank you.
talking with Deb and I and getting to know you a little bit, and hopefully, this will be up on my YouTube. It's live on all of our Facebook pages and all that right now, so people are finding out about you, and hopefully they will take the extra step and kind of look into you a little bit further and support you and your endeavors and all that. And hopefully we'll get one of your songs on the radio real soon.
Yes,
So,
please do. Thank you so much for having me.
yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining. All right, everybody. Another edition of Skip Happens has come to a close. It's always about the journey of an artist, and her name's Hadley. Remember that, Hadley.
Yay.
Y'all check it out and support her. The merch is up on the website, and just download some of the music. Purchase some of the music and download it. So it's pretty cool. Well, we got to support
Hadley
the
Music Official.
right. Exactly.
Right.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here tonight, and we want y'all to have a pleasant evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. Happy holidays. We may not be back until after the holidays.
Yeah, no, you too. Happy holidays, Hadley. You enjoy your.
Thank
what do
you.
Real
Happy
quick,
holiday.
real quick, are you going to be with the family during the holidays?
I'm actually going to Key West. I'm going to sing down there, and then I have some family. They're friends, but now they're family to me down there. So I'm going to go.
Nice.
see
Going to
them.
Key West.
Yeah.
As we get
Come
6
catch me
inches of
singing
snow
down there. Y'all
outside.
are down there.
And
Y'all should go down
Okay.
there. Come see us sing.
you never know. Whereabouts do you perform in Key West?
There's literally almost every single bar except for a few that I do. I'm all over.
Do you do like the Duval Street crawl? I thought so.
I mean, I don't do the whole crawl thing if we're gonna do that.
No, but I still, even though it's Duval Street, I call it the Duval
No,
Street.
I know. I just kidding. Yeah,
So-
Dirty Harry's I used to do when it was Cowboy Bills. Now it's
Yeah.
closed. But all that stuff, Hog's Breath.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Oh, I can't even think now. But
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Well, enjoy your time in Key
check out
West.
my social media. I'll put where I'm at if I am.
There you
We'll
go.
be all over it. Believe me.
Yeah.
You will.
All right. Hadley, have a great night. Take
Thank
care.
you. Y'all too.
Bye-bye. Happy holidays.
Yep. Peace
Bye.
out.